There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce.
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada was coming out.
Who else did you see allegedly on the tapes?
Tyrese with Will and Jada. Then the one with Charlie Mack and Will. Jada's not on it, but you can hear her say, make him spit up.
Bothering me is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, times, and, you know, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
Watching him, you know, he's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way, first out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, you know, 30 years coming up in the business. So, you know, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
Will Smith's former best friend of almost 40 years has sued his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, saying that she threatened to end his life. Now, Jada has said she was going to sue him first, but apparently...
Wait, did Jada confess to Will inappropriately messing with Bryshere when he was just 17? This was a shock to everyone, because she was threatening to sue and unalive people for speaking against Will. But now she's doing the same thing. It looks like she is finally realizing that this isn't a fight she can win. And people are saying she's trying to get ahead of it by throwing Will under the bus. Mind you, she didn't do this when Will was allegedly touching Jaden, but all of a sudden she wants to expose him now because the truth is already coming out? Girl, please. Now, for those of y'all wondering what reason Jada will have to abandon Will Smith after riding with him for this long, well, it all has to do with the recent allegations that have been stacking up against him. Initially, people were unsure whether to take the allegations seriously because they thought these people were clout chasing, but at some point they were just like, hold up, everyone cannot be telling the same lie. The first allegation was about Bryshere, and unless you've been living under a rock, then you have probably heard a little something about it. Word on the street is Bryshere was given to Will and Diddy by his manager, Charlie Mack, for mentorship, but the mentorship turned into brutal daily freak-off sessions, and once they had their fun with him, they allegedly silenced him and forced him out of the industry. Now, as we speak, Bryshere is on Twitter posting explicit content that I cannot even post here. The man is a full-blown gay corn star, posting videos every day of him having intimate relations with gay men and trans women. If you want to see the videos, I suggest you go on his over to Twitter because it's all there. Anyway, people believe whatever Will and Diddy allegedly introduced him to was probably where his love for gay freak-offs and recording them came from. I mean, if the rumors are true, then everything we are seeing him do now is just a repetition of the freak-offs. Some people even claim he started his career as a way to reclaim his power in the freak-offs, after being forced into doing it for so long. You see, even before Bryshere got into this, his career was already falling apart. He got into multiple legal troubles and was arrested multiple times. In 2019, Bryshere was arrested in Chicago after being stopped by police who found that he was driving with no insurance and no valid driver's license/registration. He was booked on a misdemeanor related to vehicle registration and released on his own recognizance. Fast forward to 2020. Police in Goodyear, Arizona responded to a 911 call from Bryshere's then-wife, alleging she had been assaulted. Bryshere refused to exit his home for nearly 9 hours, leading to the involvement of a SWAT team and crisis negotiations unit before he was taken into custody. He was booked on charges including strangulation, DV, and disorderly conduct. He pled guilty to felony aggravated in May 2021 and was sentenced to 10 days in county jail plus 3 years probation. Then, in November 2022, he was arrested after authorities said he violated the terms of his probation from the 2020 DV case. Reports claim the probation violation stemmed from alleged behavior toward another woman and a failure to report incidents to his probation officer. But this wasn't the end of it, y'all. Even in 2025, he was arrested again, and you will not believe the reason he was arrested. It went down on June 15th, 2025, when he was arrested in Chesapeake, Virginia, on a misdemeanor battery charge following an alleged altercation during a hotel dispute with a man identified as Dustin Chosen Wilkins. A warrant was issued, and he was taken into custody before posting bond, but he argued the arrest, claiming he needed mental help, not jail. Now, as I said, people believe that Will and Jada are responsible for this, and that Jada is throwing Will under the bus now to save herself. Jaguar said Jada knew that Will was allegedly touching on Jaden when he was just 15, but she kept quiet about it because she didn't want everyone to know the kind of man Will truly is. And remember everything I said earlier about Jada suing and threatening people's lives because they were talking about her and Will? Well, that person is Will's alleged former assistant, Bilal. Right after this interview dropped, Jada clapped back by threatening to sue Bilal. But this didn't stop anything because Bilal just went on to make even more allegations. He accused Will of supposedly using his status to manipulate young actors into freak-offs by promising them a whole career if they did what he wanted. And according to Bilal, Will messed with Bryshere. He said Bryshere broke down and confessed this to him, y'all. As if all this wasn't bad enough, he also claims to have multiple freak-off tapes of Will, Jada, Diddy, Bryshere, and even Tyrese.
I robbed in Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on. I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. Okay. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo. Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada would watch at the houses. She had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm gonna sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do, period. And I gotta have evidence. So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite, right? Not caring who's in the house, whether kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on the tape.
Ooh.
I'm under penalty of perjury. If anything in here is a lie, my ass going to jail, period. There's no if, there's no ends, there's no buts. You know what you and Diddy was doing together in y'all younger years. All that's coming out.
Who else did you see allegedly on the tapes?
Tyrese with Will and Jada. Then the one with Charlie Mack and Will. Jada's not on it, but you can hear her say, make him spit up, period. So when these tapes come out, people will know I'm telling the absolute truth. Allegedly. So it's time for everybody that got a credible story, I should say, to start the process.
And like all that wasn't enough, Will got sued by the popular America's Got Talent violinist Brian Joseph King, who's accusing him of SA. He claims Will was setting him up for a freak-off while he was on the road with him for his tour based on a true story back in 2024. He talked about some disturbing stuff that went down in March 2025 when he found out that somebody had gotten into his hotel room while he wasn't there and left a handwritten note saying, "Brian, I'll be back, just us," with a heart drawn on it and signed Stone F, along with wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with someone else's name on it, an earring, and hospital discharge papers belonging to some random person. Brian said he was freaking out when he saw all this because he thought someone was going to break into his room in the middle of the night and force him to do things he wanted no part of. So because of this, the first thing he did was report everything to the hotel staff staff and Will's management team. But guess what Will's team supposedly did? Brian said they fired him and replaced him with another violinist.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk about something really important. Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was, because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that, simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work, is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it. More updates to come soon. Thanks for listening.
Now, as y'all can see, this is exactly why everyone side-eyed Jada. If all these rumors are true, it means she had a lot of chances to save Bryshere, but she didn't. And now she wants us to believe that by exposing Will, she's somehow the good guy. One person reacted to this saying, "This stuff has been happening in Hollywood. Now that we have the internet, they can't hide it." Another person said, "Losing your manhood is losing it all. What remains is a shell. Only God can redeem." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Jada exposing Will? And do you really think this is her way of saving herself before his downfall? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.